Let me tie it up for you.
Go ahead, put it on, Light.
Picture.
You got yours on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look cute.
Just look right.
All right, say hi.
Hi.
Okay? Today we're gonna be making a simple French chicken. I don't usually talk a lot in the videos, so if this gets cut out, you know why. So first and foremost, we'll be cooking with a lot of butter today. This, however, is chicken fat. This is my holy grail. I actually made this in culinary school by making chicken stock, and this was all of the extra fat that was off the top that I skimmed off the top and saved. Now I use it as my cooking oil because it's 100% natural. So the chicken I'm using is chicken that I bought a few weeks ago that I already previously cleaned and then I froze because I bought way too much. And honestly, this is still a bit frozen and I'm not gonna cook it like that. So I'm gonna dry these off as much as I can and I'm gonna let them sit out at room temperature for a little bit. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I have two cutting boards, one on top of each other. That's because when I am done seasoning this chicken and putting it into the pot, I'm gonna completely get rid of this cutting board altogether and have it washed for later. So it is out of my way, and then I'm just gonna re-sanitize my station so that we don't gotta deal with no salmonella. Okay, here's a good example of when you find a little piece of chicken that looks weird. So this can get cut off, actually. You can always feel free to trim the chicken, the fat off of it if you want, but like this is like a little bruise and there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing, it's completely edible. It is just personal preference in the appearance of if you want that on your chicken, and I do not, so I cut it off. I'm using chicken thighs and I wanna point out that they are super affordable, super tender and delicious, and I think one of chicken's most underrated portions. I love a chicken thigh, so you know, we will cook these and we will make them gourmet and see like, okay, so this is a perfect example of this right here. Now, if I was frying this chicken, I would keep all of this on here and let the batter get it, but because we're not, we're gonna saute it, we're gonna like pan fry it. We don't need all that, so we can trim all that excess off. That's just ridiculous. Like this one has a little bit too much as well, so I'm gonna just trim that. It also makes your chicken look really nice when you trim the fat off, when you cook it. It just cooks and it looks like it's from a restaurant. I'm just now noticing I'm probably gonna have to do this dinner in 3 parts, which is fine, because you know what? I think that y'all appreciate it more when it's longer and it's more detailed. So this section is just gonna be the chicken section. Like, see, yeah, this is ridiculous. You don't need this all in here. If you want it to just be a nice piece of chicken in the end, you can go ahead and cut this whole fat off. And if you just cut it in a nice square, you'll have these nice, just clean, like, look at that now. It's like a nice, clean piece of chicken. So when you cook it, it'll cook really lovely. See, this little piece can go too. So yeah, I'm just cutting these off. And sometimes the chicken skin is a bit hard to cut. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy here. Okay, I'm not quite sure where we left off, but this is the part that's gonna seem very controversial to a lot of people. we are making chicken, and it's a very simple pan sauteed chicken. Normally I wouldn't scratch my head like that, but I had to. Anyway, it's gonna just be seasoned with salt. I know that you guys are not gonna like that, but I did learn this method in culinary school, and I found it to be delicious because we are going to be adding the sauce to this chicken after her finishing, so it doesn't need too much, you know? Like, I know we love our paprika and we love our color on stuff, but like, this just doesn't need it, okay? So just stay with me. I had technical difficulties because my salt grinder started to malfunction, so I had to basically grind up salt myself here, and yeah, you know what, I'm gonna dry these a little bit more. They're a little bit damper than I would like, but yeah, just simple salt is all you need, and not too much either. And this is big salt. So now we're gonna add our chicken fat to a pan, a nice amount. Yeah, because we want her to fry up good. So we're gonna let that warm. So I believe that the key to crispy skin is no moisture, so keeping your chicken dry as possible. That's why we salted it first and we let it sit out so it's nice and room temp. I want to show you guys that the pan is nice and hot. I'm gonna lower it a little bit, and I'm gonna place the chicken thighs face, skin side down, because we're only gonna flip these bad boys once, and it's gonna get crazy, y'all. And it's okay if you start getting scared, because I always do, because it is scary. So you just want to make sure they each have their own amount of room. And see what I mean? Here's my chicken cutting board. That's going right to the sink. It should never be seen or heard from again. And then we're going to wash our hands and sanitize. And don't be having your heat up all high, because we're not going to rush this. Okay, I think we're ready. It's not crackling, so let's do the caution. I told you we were going to get color. Once you flip them and they got that golden brown color, you can go ahead and let them cook on low for the rest of the way, uncovered, slow and low, so that the chicken gets all the way cooked through. So this is going to be your longest part of the process. During this process, while you're waiting, you're going to get tempted to flip them back over onto the skin side, and don't you dare, because the juices are moving to where they need to go, and that's just like, don't you dare do it. You gotta just have patience and let it cook all the way through like this. That's it. We're still going. We're like 8 or 9 minutes in, still cooking on low. But you hear it, and you could see it. And then remember that cutting board we said we weren't going to see anymore. Well, she's washed and sanitized and has a nice clean sheet of parchment paper on. When you feel like they're done, I'm going to take them out. And you're going to just place them, and leave them. Let them cool, let them chill out. And now finish watching for part 2 for our sauce.